At 6 on your side.
How many people are going to die, in the future if we don't fix this?
New at 6 and only on KATU, the daughter-in-law of a woman killed in a house fire responds to an alarming new report about 911 calls. It says there is a potentially dangerous glitch in the system. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Deborah Knapp.
And I'm Bruce Sussman in for Steve tonight. And the report is from the ombudsman for the city of Portland. She says more than 18,000 calls vanished from the system last year with no one calling back to follow up.
KATU's Joe Douglas joins us live. And Joe, when you call 911 in Portland, the first voice you hear is not a live person.
Deb, you'll first hear an automated voice or message telling you to push a button or say something so you can get through to a live operator. The screening system is meant to weed out accidental calls.
These are our loved ones, and
Ann Fry stands outside the home on Southeast Salmon Street where a fire killed her 84-year-old mother-in-law, Betty, last May.
this is a kind lady that died in a house fire that probably didn't need to die. It was 22 minutes from the time that someone started calling until the time that the fire department got here. And that is reported by at least 4 different neighbors.
And Ann says those neighbors reported getting busy signals. Portland's Bureau of Emergency Communications disputes Ann's claims, saying their records show firefighters responded within less than a minute after the first call. Portland's ombudsman, Margie Solinger, disputes Ann's claims as well.
I don't think that the problem I identified with the system actually played a role in delaying the city's response to this residential house fire.
But both Solinger and a city spokeswoman admit there's no way of knowing for sure because Portland's 911 call system doesn't record information about callers who get a busy signal.
Well, this is a crack. There's a crack in the system.
After looking into the fire on Salmon Street, Solinger found this.
There were a number of neighbors who were interviewed who indicated difficulty reaching 911, in one instance waiting on hold for over 2 minutes and then not receiving a call back after they eventually gave up and hung up.
Digging deeper, Solinger found the problem was more widespread after looking into records from last year.
Over 18,000 calls were the byproduct of a system flaw. It's a number that represents calls that made it through the screening system, someone pushed a button or made enough noise to make it through, and were waiting to speak to a live operator. At that point, they either gave up and hung up, or their call got disconnected for some other reason. But it's on the caller's side that the call was disconnected. There's no dispute about that. And those are the calls that didn't get a call back and should have under city policy.
Laureen Paulson of the Bureau of Emergency Communications admits the city's 12-year-old call screening system isn't perfect, but she says it is useful.
Anywhere from 35 to 50% of the wireless 911 calls we receive every day are unintentional calls, butt dials.
I asked Ann Fry to help me reach those folks she says got busy signals when they called 911 so I could check their phone records. Meantime, the call screening system is set to be replaced in a state-funded phone upgrade that's supposed to fix all these flaws for the city. It was scheduled to happen before this report came out. Live in Southeast Portland, Joe Douglas, KATU News.
Joe, thank you.